What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range? What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Is it the driver behind the wheel? No. Are you sure? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Let me find out your Wayne Spanks. Let me find out your Wayne Spanks. The Hunter Cook.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Theriot's here and the new voice of Tiger Stadium, the new public address announcer for your Fighting Tigers of LSU, Dixon Wallace McMakin, joining us here on site. How are you, man? Great to see you.
Great.
Thanks.
Go Tigers, man. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for popping by. All right. So how psyched are you?
Pretty pumped. Found out last Monday. Had to kind of keep it a secret for a little bit for a lot of people. Press release went out this week, so it's official. I can come talk to you guys and hang out. Was thinking about it over here. You know, what's the dream of a kid growing up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana? Well, that dream is to be Ryan Theriot.
Oh, jeez.
And to win a 2000 College World Series, to play, win that final one, do the helmet. Yeah. But if you, as Skip Burtman told me one time, your lack of ability, you could have played on my team. What's the next best thing? Be an announcer. And now this opportunity to come after Dan Bournet, just truly the legend that he was. Had lunch with him this week. Kind of did a passing of the torch at Phil's Oyster Bar, which he did 40 years ago with Sid Crocker. And we talked about that. And really excited. Have done the test, Hayes in the barn. I'm ready for tomorrow night.
Do we have to wait and see, or are we going to have any new, you're obviously going to put your new spin on things. Can we get like a test run here? Or?
Yeah, encourage everybody, come out to the stadium tomorrow night. Come out to the stadium. Let's hear it live when it happens.
I want a sneak peek.
It took Dan, I could tell you some of the things I'm not going to be saying.
Okay.
What are those?
Penalized? So one of those, no, I'm going to throw it in there.
Penalized?
We're going to have a McDonald's.
Dan has said, I've heard him say this many times, if you go in the dictionary, there are multiple pronunciations, acceptable pronunciations, but the first one formally listed is penalized, which is why he always said penalized instead of penalized. People say, why I said it? Because it's literally the preferred first pronunciation of that word.
And with the vibration in the stadium and the echo of it, you try to really stress each syllable as much as you can for clarity for all the fans that are out there. But one thing I wanted to do, but we're not going to do it, is, I love in the south end zone, it says, "Welcome to Death Valley." Hopefully they put up a real, or, the real Death Valley. But when the other team runs out, I'd love to say something like, "Hey, Tiger fans, let's welcome those Bulldogs to Death Valley." And then what do you think would happen? Just the onslaught of boo. You should never encourage booing. So
you're asking to welcome them.
Yeah, they just want them to welcome them.
But don't they?
I like that.
But don't they also they've timed it now to where the visitors are running out while LSU's running out to try to dissuade that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So everything, I got a script, playbook, 22 pages for tomorrow.
Wow.
First thing I'll say is 90 minutes before the game, I'll welcome the band into the stadium. 47 minutes before the game, we'll welcome all the fans, the Tiger greats around there, and then we'll get rolling and figure about 9:45 we'll be done and I can breathe.
Are you nervous?
Not nervous, excited.
Excited, yeah.
Excited, yeah. Not nervous, excited. I've done 2 spring games.
Yeah.
Matt mentioned that your show last week. Been doing LSU sports for 5 years. Been announcing for Catholic High for 10. Goes back to Catholic High when I was a student, reading at church. It's not as complicated as people think it is. Keep it simple. It's not like St. Aloysius carpool. That's complicated. This is simple. So keep it simple. Yeah. Keep it enjoyable for the fans and have a good time.
That's awesome.
Is there anything that you had to learn?
Had to learn players' names, of course. But other than that, most of the reads we've done, I've done at basketball. I did all of basketball last year, softball, volleyball, those sports. So, getting up in the booth today, right, was just where we're going to be, where you're looking, where you're going to see it's a new microphone just for me. So that's exciting to have a new mic up there and spotters, marketing team. Got a spotter, got a guy coming with me.
Spotter?
Yeah. Mitch Rabelais is going to be my spotter for game 1.
Mitch?
He's been up there with Dan before, so he's seen the show, knows what it's like. But as you know, Matt, from our Catholic High days, I make my own spotting boards. I do it. I like to learn it and read about it and learn. So really excited what an opportunity it's going to be. I know my PGA tailgate guys, they're going to critique the heck out of it. So if anyone else wants to critique, that's great. But I got 30 tailgate guys that'll be there. They'll critique everything.
It's interesting. We went through about 10 years ago a change with the voice of the Tigers when Jim Hawthorne retired and Chris Blair took over. And I said it last week whenever we got the word that you were going to be taking over for Dan. I think it's exciting that people are just generally resistant to change. We like comfort. It's just I think that's human nature. But I think it's cool that there's another, the next generation of fan is now going to have their experience of what Tiger Stadium will sound like. My whole life it's been Dan Bornay. And so there are young fans who are going to go to Tiger Stadium. Someone will be in Tiger Stadium for the first time tomorrow. Yeah. And for them, you are what it's going to sound like. And that's a really cool thing to think that's, we're living through this era of that change. That'll be something that hopefully we last for a long time, unless you screw it up and get fired.
Yeah, exactly. Dan's voice, he's from the Bayou, right? He's from Thibodaux area. Yeah. So I call him, Bayou Bornay.
Yeah.
My mom's from Memphis. My dad's from Monroe. I'm more of a Louisiana Delta booming voice. So that will be a difference for some people. Yeah. It is louder. I am louder.
What could get you fired?
There are lots.
If you curse,
you in the booth with me would probably get me fired.
If you curse, would you get fired?
Yes.
What if you just slipped up? Do you get a slap on the wrist?
There's no reason ever to curse.
What if one just slipped? The guy's wearing a purple jacket. He likes LSU. What if they did something and he's like, son of a, and then, do you just get
like a hot mic? A hot mic situation.
So my mic in Tiger Stadium is an actual button push mic. So it's not going to be hot unless my finger's on the button pushing it. The different mics we use.
Technology never malfunctions ever.
Yeah.
So ever. It never malfunctions.
No, I get. I'm a fan. I'm a true fan. Right? I was at LSU for 8 years. A lot of your viewers might. Whoa, 8 years.
He's a doctor. Dr. McMakin.
Technically, Juris Doctorate. Yeah, that's right. 3 degrees. But
what could get you fired? I want to talk about that.
Anything that would get Matt fined on the radio would definitely get me fired.
Okay, that's fair.
Yes.
All right. I got
Having you on every Friday, he
talking about
his life.
Hey, we're not talking about Bocox.
We toe that line.
Yes.
We've been able to avoid it, thankfully. But T-Bob and I, on Whiskey and Wine, no rules on the internet.
Yeah,
anything
no
like
rules,
that. But I don't think any of that's going to make its way into the booth there in Tiger Stadium.
Man, I'm excited.
Can we get any kind of tease?
There's really no. I don't know what you want to. Here's the deal. Well, here's the deal.
Something.
Dan Bornay's great quote from Shakespeare is, "The play is the play.
Yeah.
The game is the game." So the game excitement dictates how excited I am. What the score is going to be. My first touchdown call tomorrow will be louder then the fourth quarter touchdown, we're already up 48-0 over Tech.
Yes.
Those calls will be different. Now you get a overtime Alabama victory. What do you say in the moment?
Yeah.
You never know.
Right.
For the people that have never announced, why when we won the title in 2015 did he say the Brothers of the Sacred Heart for some years? People, remember, had told you that, right? It was kind of in your head.
We had the conversation earlier in the day.
And, so that's how it kind of works. So as people are telling me stuff throughout the day, that will get in my head, and we'll try to get it out there. But McDonald's will be said.
Yeah.
Penalized will be said to see if people can hear the difference.
Okay.
But we have just...
Do you have something you want him to maybe mix in there? I'm trying to think, because I would love for him to mix something in and know that it was like we suggested.
What about the word serendipity?
Well, I think if you tell the people and then I do it, it's not going to be a thing. So maybe off air, we'd have to try to do that.
There's bound to be somebody listening or watching right now, or someone who will be in the stadium who is not listening or watching right now, so they wouldn't know we were doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Most of the people who will be in the stadium are probably listening or watching right now, or will watch this. We'll clip it, put it on social, and say, this is what Dixon's going to say.
This could be a thing. We could do this once a week.
There's 102,320 people right now watching.
I would say by the time we clip, post-produce, live, Baton Rouge, Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles, YouTube, post-production on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's a big show.
102,320 best friends. See you tomorrow.
When you say penalized, could you say penalized like that?
If I was coughing in the moment, maybe it would sound like that.
All right, it's after further review. Dixon McMakin's with us. We're at Don Juan Cigar Bar. It's our guest picker segment, but let's do this so we stay on time. Let me break. We'll come back, and we'll pick the top 10 games. By the way, your boy struggled last week. Von Rosenberg nailed it. Theriot no-showed, so he wears the collar.
Ooh,
so we'll come back after this break, and we'll pick the 10 biggest games of the college football weekend, including LSU and Louisiana Tech. We're live at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Don't you move here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Glow Resources, GLO, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions, Glow Resources and glowresources.com. I think everybody knows, especially since COVID, the hiring market has been tough. It's been tough to find quality, reliable people en masse to remain effective, efficient, to maximize productivity and profitability within your business. That's just a reality for anyone who has gone through the hiring process over the last 5 years. You need Glow Resources. They're the answer. Jareth Naka and his team, they built an awesome staff, and they are experts at helping you find the right people in your industry to make sure that you maximize productivity. They interview some 15,000 people over the course of a year. They know the questions to ask to find the right people. It's Glow Resources. So check them out online at glowresources.com. GLO, glowresources.com.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
My bad. We're just over here talking. We're back. We're literally live on the air.
Go Tigers.
All right, Dixon McMakin, the new voice of Tiger Stadium, public address announcer for Death Valley, be making his debut in Tiger Stadium Saturday night against the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Every Friday, we do our guest picker segment. He'll do the honors. Muse, if you would, hit us with the music. 1 week ago, we tried to draw some from some 2019 LSU Clemson vibes. So we brought Zach Von Rosenberg in.
Okay, nice.
Wore his 2019 ring, placed it right here on the table. And old Von Rosenberg went 8-2 in the 10 games.
Whoa.
I went 5-5.
Yikes.
Not great. Not great out the chute.
How'd Theriot do?
Theriot no-showed, and so you get a bagel.
I'll take it.
And this isn't me cheating.
It's not. I'll take it. You sent me the games.
You the games. I sent you the games at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
You did. Look.
You did not reply.
You didn't cheat on this one.
I've never cheated on this.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
This was the first time you sent me the games. And I dropped the ball. And that's okay. I'm me climbing myself out of a hole. I'm good with that.
What?
I'm just here to have fun in the middle of this argument right now.
We're not fighting. We're not fighting. I just refuse to be accused of being a cheater.
Yep. I didn't accuse you of cheating.
But here's the good news. Here's the good news for you. I was so bad in week 1, you can make up the difference.
Yeah.
It's just 5 games.
And
I didn't go with a bunch of games that were just layups, so I could go 10-0. I didn't pick games like a 40-point spread, so I can go 10-0.
Okay, let's go.
5-5.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Week 2, 10 games, picking winners, no point spreads. Illinois at Duke. Illinois is creeping up on the top 10 in the country. Darian Mensah, the former Tulane quarterback, now at Duke.
Yep.
Illinois at Duke. Dixon, who you got?
Yeah, Illinois is number 11 heading to Duke. They're both 1-0. Illinois is going to take that one, though.
All right, he likes the Illini and Burt.
At Duke?
It's at Duke.
Give me Duke here.
Going Duke. I don't hate the pick of Duke. I think Illinois is better on the line of scrimmage, and I like their defense. Plus, Luke Altmaier, remember the Ole Miss quarterback?
Yeah.
He's back at Illinois. I'm going to...
Who doesn't?
Without a great degree of confidence, I am going to pick Illinois to win this game. So I think that's going to be a great game. That's in the 11 a.m. window. All right, the Cy-Hawk Trophy. Iowa State in Ames. Which way does it go?
Yeah, Iowa State's at home. They're 16th in the country. They're going to win that one.
Yeah,
all right, Dixon goes to Iowa State.
Give me Iowa State as well.
This is one where Muse and I were talking about it yesterday. Like, the under generally hits in this game.
It's Iowa. Every under hits for Iowa.
But that's what we were talking about. Because that was the whole thing 2 years ago. But last year, everyone kept betting unders, and they kept going over.
Yeah.
And so Vegas finally properly adjusted for Iowa, and the game started going over. So this is an interesting one to see where it'll fall. Iowa State's been really impressive. Like, they're very impressive against Kansas State in Dublin 2 weeks ago. They played an FCS opponent last year, but last week blew the doors off them. I just think Iowa State is better than Iowa, and I do think Iowa State's going to win this game at home in Ames. Dave Aranda, the Fighting Arandas in Dallas against SMU, the Ponies. Mr. McMakin.
Ponies at home. They're 17th the country, 1-0. No offense, Dave, but you're going to lose. Give me the Ponies.
Yeah, I'm going SMU as well. I love Dave Aranda. I think he's awesome, but as a coordinator.
Kevin Jennings, whenever, and I think this is a close game, I'll typically go coach, quarterback. Venue are the three things I consider. I don't know that I believe Rhett Lashley is dramatically better coach than Dave Aranda, but I do like Kevin Jennings over Sawyer Robertson and SMU's at home. I'll take the Ponies.
Jennings, remember Jennings?
We talked about
that. They were in the playoffs a year ago.
He makes a good point.
Yep.
Look, a-holes, I'm sitting there actually giving good information.
No, I'm with you. Jennings is a guy.
There's one SEC game. It's Ole Miss at Kentucky.
Hunt Palmer earlier called this the pick of the year.
And Hunt Palmer is dead wrong.
God, so I'm going to go with Hunt and go with Ole Miss, the Rebels.
Ole Miss at Kentucky. Yeah, Ole Miss is going to win that game.
So this is the, as Jimmy Ott would say, the Roto-Rooter stinky line of the week. It's Ole Miss favored by 8.5. It was 10. It's coming down. This game is historically close. It's a bad matchup for Ole Miss. It's in Lexington. This is just a stinky line. Ole Miss should go and beat the brakes off of Kentucky. So you look at an 8.5-point spread.
That's why we picked them.
And it's right, but the point is the spread keeps coming down. I love Kentucky and the points in this game. I'll hesitantly pick Ole Miss to find a way to win it, but I do. Hunt was saying it's like that Ole Miss was going to blow the doors off of Kentucky. I do not think that's the case. I think this is going to be a close game. I would take Kentucky in the points in this game, but I will take Ole Miss to win it. All right, we've had no disagreement whatsoever. We'll see if we get it here. Kansas at Missouri, border war for the first time since Missouri came into the SEC.
Kansas is 2-0, right? They've already had 2 victories on the season. Missouri's 1-0, but what do you do there? Mizzou's at home, SEC at home. Give me Mizzou.
Kansas.
So
I like their colors.
I am not in any way impressed.
And they got a lot of money, by the way.
By Mizzou beating the crap out of Central Connecticut State or whoever it was last week. Kansas is already 2-0. Very impressive for 2 weeks. And week 1, a very good win over Fresno. Love Jalen Daniels, their quarterback.
Cousin?
No relation. I don't care that this game is in Como. That's an awful venue with rocks in the end zone. It's a stupid place to play football.
Yeah,
I think
it
the
is.
Kansas Jayhawks go into Como and upset Missouri. Give me Kansas.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Hell yeah.
What about another Mississippi State hosting, another SEC hosting a Power 5? Arizona State at Mississippi State. Dixon.
Arizona State, they are, 12th, 17th the country?
12.
I mean, that's top 15.
You wrote a 2. That's a 2. It's 12.
Okay.
They're 12. That's a 2.
I was pre-med at LSU for a week, but give me Arizona State over the Bulldogs. Over the Bulldogs.
Where's this game at?
In Starkville.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Arizona State.
Yeah, they could play it on the moon. I'm picking Arizona State.
Yeah.
Vandy at Virginia Tech.
Ooh.
Vandy's 1-0. Virginia Tech is 0-1, but it's at home. Virginia Tech, Theriot, they lost last week. You know they lost to? No, you don't. Of course not. They lost to South Carolina,
I did watch that. I watched a little bit of it.
24-11. Linares Selders, Shane Beamer. South Carolina is a lot better than Vanderbilt, so that's why I'm going to take Virginia Tech at home to beat Vanderbilt.
Okay. That was a very circuitous route to get to that pick. I'm not sure exactly what you said, but I like the pick. Go ahead.
I'm going to go Virginia Tech because I like Michael Vick.
So, Dixon, did you say Vandy or Virginia Tech?
Virginia Tech.
All right, so we're all going to go Virginia Tech. And I actually I waffled on this. I originally, because we gave this pick for our staff picks, and I originally gave Vandy, and I changed my mind. Night game in Blacksburg. Virginia Tech's quarterback last week, the transfer was atrocious. Couldn't hit water, fell out of a boat. But I do think Virginia Tech at home, I'm just not a believer that Vanderbilt's ready to be awesome. I know Diego Pavia's got some great swag and everything. They're a veteran team.
I got some.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech at home, and they got beat last year in overtime, in overtime at Vanderbilt. I don't think Virginia Tech's going to be sleeping. I think they're going to be up for this game, even after getting a dump truck last week by South Carolina. Physical game, but I do like Virginia Tech at home. I'm not super confident, but I'll take Virginia Tech at home. Oklahoma State at Oregon. This is only on the rundown because it's two name brand programs, but and the two coaches have been fighting all week about their NIL budgets.
The Ducks, that's easy. Ducks are going to dominate.
Yeah, Oregon.
Yeah, it's like a 4-touchdown line. We're all going Oregon. But Mike Gundy's a man. He's 52. He's
a man.
55 now. Was it 07 when he did I'm a Man, I'm 40? I think it was 07.
Ooh, I'm 40 next year. I got to,
so
that's
57.
I get to do the whole deal for Halloween, the mullet.
I'm a Man, I'm 40. Let's see how old Mike Gundy is. I think that was 2007 when he did the I'm a Man, I'm 40 thing. I could be wrong.
58.
50, so it had to be, yeah. That was 2007 when he did the I'm a Man, I'm 40 thing. All right, 2 more games. The big one on the entire docket. Game day will be in Norman. Battle of the Blue Bloods. Hail of the Victors against Boomer Sooner. Michigan at Oklahoma. Dixon.
Michigan's number 15 in the country. OU's 18. Last week, Michigan won 34-17. Freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood. OU last week, 35-3. So that OU defense only allowed 3 points. They're going to be at home. A freshman quarterback heading into Norman. Can he pull off the upset? I say no. Give me Boomer Sooner, Oklahoma, to take down Michigan.
Yeah, me too. I like that. Good job. That was a good one.
Thanks, dog.
You talked me into it.
Go Tigers, the Riot.
There is an Ice Cube's chance in hell that I am picking Bryce Underwood ever in anything. Ever. Probably not. I'll probably pick him at some point along the way.
Boomer
He's probably going to be a good player. I understand that. I'm super bitter. I hate that he plays at Michigan. But you are talking about a freshman quarterback going on the road, his first road start, night game, Norman, Oklahoma. Place is going to be bonkers. Brett Venables' defense.
My grandma was playing in Oklahoma.
How about some love? How about some love for the Tomahawk Shop? I don't know who they play this week, but I much love and respect to Florida State for allowing me the opportunity to saddle up on a white horse. Shout out to the honorees. Mr. Harvey was out there, helped me get up on the horse. Had a nice little step ladder for me there, but I got to dress up like Chief Osceola, wear a work done jersey, and ride a white horse, throw a spear in the ground. Love it.
It was good.
Thank you, Florida State. All right, Louisiana Tech, LSU. The voice of Tiger Stadium will speak.
5:43. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's matchup between the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs and your Fighting Tigers of LSU. And then 60 points later, it's going to be good night, drive home safely, and as always, Go Tigers. Fantastic. First game. So glad we're 1-0. Everyone's been talking about that. I could mess up a good bit tomorrow. Don't think people are going to care too much.
I don't think so, man.
Which is great. Give me kind of a test run. The Tigers are going to dominate. Been around the facility more this week than I was all last year, recording things and being around them. They seem just jacked up to get out there and dominate the Bulldogs. So LSU all the way.
LSU? Of course.
You remember when we had the last time LSU played Louisiana Tech in 2018 and Carl Malone was our guest picker? Mm-hmm. And God bless, it was Carl and KJ were on together.
Wow. Yeah.
And Carl picked Louisiana Tech. Like, part of me respects the loyalty, the allegiance, because I'm like, I just want to win at everything all the time. So I'm never going to go, like, tank a pick just because to pick. But I kind of respect Carl for picking Tech then. And he was sitting next to his son who played at LSU.
Yeah. Flip phone? Didn't he have a flip phone?
He had the flip phone. He still has it.
Yeah.
Well, he did then in 2018.
Yeah.
Like, he still had the flip phone. Anyway, Dixon, thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks, guys. Go
Congratulations.
Tigers.
We're excited for you, man. Dixon McMakin, the new voice of Tiger State and public address announcer, replacing Dan Bournay after 40 years at the mic, starting Saturday, the start of a new era with Dixon as the voice of Tiger Stadium. We're excited for it, man. Good luck tomorrow. I'm sure it's going to be awesome.
Thanks,
We're
guys.
excited for
Go
you, man.
Tigers.
All right, it's after. Oh, by the way, Dixon now is going to leave here, go to Memorial Stadium, and call the Cali High Bears whipping up on Destrehan, which you can hear right here on 104.5 ESPN in Baton Rouge.
6:45.
We get another one this year? We're hanging banners?
Yes.
We need a new trophy case over there on Hearthstone Drive?
We do. Theriot's going to build it. Paris Construction.
Let's go.
Build
Paris Construction will build the trophy case.
Build it.
All right, y'all. It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break.
Put a roof on it.
When we come back, we'll give you our preview prediction on Saints and Cardinals. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown, two amazing hotel properties in Baton Rouge. Again, the Watermark in downtown Baton Rouge. Renaissance, which today becomes football ops. The LSU football team, every home game, they move their operations into Renaissance Baton Rouge right there on Bluebonnet. So I say it often. If this property can host the entire LSU football program, the players, the coaches, the staff, all of it, have the grand ballroom for their team meals. If they have they can configure all their other rooms for breakout meetings, for position groups and all that stuff. They can host whatever events you got. Call Allison Crump, the event coordinator, both Watermark and Renaissance, and let her show you how they can make whatever you have, whatever event possible at Renaissance Baton Rouge. It's the Watermark downtown. It's Renaissance Southtown on Bluebonnet. LSU, the football Tigers, will make it home all season long for home games at Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Through this 5 o'clock hour here on a football Friday, first home weekend for the Tigers. Thanks to Dixon McMakin for hanging out with us. New voice of Tiger State. I think you can tell, man. Known Dixon a long time, and great dude with great energy and passion for the things that he loves, and among them certainly are LSU, the state of Louisiana, and he will do that job justice. He will do a great job. I'm very much I'm excited for him, and we appreciate him for making time to stop by here with us today at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Hey, remember, they get great promos going on next door at Don Juan Cigar Company, including they have a raffle for an Arturo Fuente gift pack, which is worth $2,700. Yeah, right?
What is that?
Arturo Fuente is a cigar brand. There's like 20 different cigars in there, different like humidor boxes. It's a $2,700 pack. Go register over next door, Don Juan Cigar Company, and then come here, have a cocktail, enjoy a cigar at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. All right, the New Orleans Saints are going to play the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. It'll be the debut of the Kellen Moore era. A little disappointing news on Friday as we learned that Trevor Penning and Chase Young will be unavailable. They're out for New Orleans. So it'll be Dylan Radins at left guard. We're going to see more of Cam Jordan at defensive end on Sunday against Arizona. I've given my thoughts a lot on this team throughout the offseason, and I'm going to be very consistent. I think the front line, there are still very good frontline players on this team. Eric McCoy is a very good center. Alvin Kamara, although approaching 31, it can still be a productive back when healthy. I think Olave and Shaheed are very good NFL receivers. I don't think any is the caliber of a CeeDee Lamb or a Jamar Chase or anything of that, like a legit number one or Pro Bowl wide receiver, but they're very good NFL starting receivers. DeMario Davis is 36, but he's still a tackling machine. Justin Reed is a starting safety in the NFL. You've got some talent there. I think adding Devon Gottschall at nose tackle in Brandon Staley's defense is significant. I would love it if Chase Young were healthy and playing in this game. My point is, there are some good frontline starters for New Orleans. What they lack is depth, and they certainly lack any elite talent on either side of the ball where you look at someone and say, that guy's a Pro Bowler, that guy's an All-Pro. I don't know that this team has a Pro Bowler or an All-Pro. You look at every objective metric all offseason, the Saints have the lowest rated roster, the lowest graded roster, lowest ceiling, worst odds to win the Super Bowl, worst odds to win the... Like, it's just... Everything objective tells you this is just not a good enough roster to be able to compete in the NFL. But it's the NFL, and teams still win games. And the Saints are at home. There's going to be tons of emotion, and I don't know how great Arizona is. Jonathan Gannon coming in as his first year in Arizona. They won 4 games last year. They won 8. Kyler Murray is fully back from the injury. They got just around 500 now. Is this the year where they take the step forward? I think that'll be fascinating. I think for me, where this game tilts is the fact that I don't believe the Saints in their secondary. If it's Kool-Aid McKinstry, Isaac Yiadom, Alontae Taylor, whoever's playing corner, I don't think they can run with these Arizona wide receivers. I think that is the real differentiator in this game. I don't know that Kool-Aid McKinstry's a legit number 1. And if you're telling me he's got to go lock down Marvin Harrison Jr., I just don't think it's going to happen. I mean, Arizona's got a tight end that was 1,100-yard receiver a season ago. There's just not enough on the Saints defensively in the secondary to be able to limit this Arizona passing game. And then you flip it over and you say, is Spencer Rattler capable of going blow for blow against that offense? And I just don't think that's the case. It's a little jarring to see Arizona, which has the 3rd best odds to win their division, coming into New Orleans as nearly a touchdown favorite. I mean, that it is indicative of what the expectation is for this New Orleans Saints team, which is not very good. So I don't think this goes well for New Orleans. I don't like Kellen Moore in his first ever game with what he's got at quarterback trying to go out and win. It's a 6.5-point line. I just don't know that I see New Orleans even putting forth much of an offensive effort in this ball game. So I like Arizona to win. I think Arizona wins and covers in this ball game. I think you're talking about like a 27-13, 27-17 type game. I think Arizona wins and actually wins comfortably in this game.
You said something. It is the NFL, and they're all pros, and they're good players. I was having this discussion last week. Football, as you know, is the ultimate team game. Although the Saints don't have that one player that you're talking about, if the players that they have are in the right positions, I don't care if the DBs can't run with the wide receivers. Make sure the safety's in the right spot. Listen, if everybody does what they're supposed to be doing and they're positioned in the right spot, yes, you can still win games. And Arizona's not the team, in my opinion, that can blow them off the field. Give me the Saints here. A lot of emotion. Kellen Moore's going to have these guys ready to play, and I think they're going to shock the world game 1 right here.
I don't know that I would say that's shocking the world, because you're talking about 2 teams that are probably not even going to be playoff teams. But it would be a significant – look, if you're a 6.5-point dog and you win the game outright, that would be a pretty significant upset in week 1. I just don't know how I can look at this matchup and give the Saints any advantage on the field. I mean, where – like –
their advantage has to be in the coaching booth.
But it's just – I mean, these 2 teams played a couple of years ago in Arizona, and the Cardinals put up 42 points on them.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was when you had Tyrann Mathieu, and you had Marshawn Lattimore, and you had a healthy, competent football team. It's just...
But you didn't have Kellen Moore.
And man, listen, I know, I'm going to pick against the Saints a lot this year, and I think everybody is going to have to get used to hearing me do that. And to be honest with you, but I also have said all off season, I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to come back on a Monday and rail this team for losing games, because I don't think they're going to win many games this year. This might be the worst team in the NFL. Like the Saints, the Jets, I mean, the Browns are kind of always in contention there, but I mean, at least Joe Flacco is a proven starting quarterback in the NFL. I mean, he's a former Super Bowl MVP. He's 40 years old, but at least he's been there.
Yeah, he's a guy.
He can manage the thing. But I'm not going to sit here and yell and scream the way I have in the past, because in the past there was a realistic expectation of winning, and you let that opportunity get away from you because of how you mismanaged the organization. The Saints and Mickey Loomis did not want to reset this thing. It was not their objective, was to go on a full rebuild. But when Derek Carr retired, it forced them into this. I mean, your option was, do we go find a Band-Aid at quarterback, or do we just rebuild? I mean, the New Orleans Saints have the least amount of money, a percentage of their salary cap invested in the quarterback position than any other team in the NFL. That's not surprising.
Right.
I mean, you got two guys on rookie deals, neither of which were first-round picks. So when you look at a graph of the money and the percentage of your salary cap invested in your roster, the New Orleans Saints are at the literally 32nd. The most important position in team sports. There is no team in the NFL that has invested less right now in that position than the New Orleans Saints. I just cannot believe this team is going to be competitive or win anything. But that's okay, because in a rebuild, you have to understand that's where you are. So what I want to see from this team is progress. I want to see if Kool-Aid McKinstry is capable of being a number one corner in the NFL. I want to see if a guy like Danny Stutzman could potentially be, he's been great in preseason, but Sundays for real are a different thing. Can he be the heir apparent to 36-year-old Demario Davis? Is Kendre Miller finally ready to be a productive NFL back who can maybe replace Alvin Kamara? Did you draft your franchise left tackle in Kelvin Banks? It seems like he was awesome in preseason. Let's see what that looks like this year. Like, what if you have your bookend tackles for the next decade? Great. You see what I'm like? Are you building these foundational pieces around which then you say, okay, that's solidified for the next half decade. Now let's draft to fill and let's address in free agency as our cap is reset. Like, those are the types of things that I'm looking for this year, more so than wins and losses, because I'm realistic enough to know this team isn't going to win a lot of games. I got the Cardinals. Let's say 27-17, something like that. I think the Cardinals win and cover Sunday in the Dome. And Mr. The Right in the upset of the century.
Yeah, I'm going for the Saints.
Is going with the Saints.
We got this one. Who dat?
Did we just do like a role reversal? Is that what happened?
Yep.
All of a sudden, you're a big Saints homer guy?
I'm a big Kellen Moore guy.
Did you mean Ellen Moore?
Kellen? Ellen Moore. I'm a big Kellen Moore guy.
Ellen Moore?
And then what's his name's the OC?
What's his name?
What's the guy's name?
Doug Nussmeier.
Yeah, Doug.
Yep. All right, we're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com for South Point Volkswagen, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Tigers don't kick off on Saturday until 6:30, so you want to get by and take a test drive. Plenty of time to do it on Saturday. Airline just north of Highland, or you can always shop them online at southpointvw.com. Southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, y'all, been a jam-packed show here from Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. We got one segment left to go. We'll give you our final thoughts and predictions for LSU and Louisiana Tech. We'll have a little time as well for Ask Ryan, so get your questions in there for Mr. The Riot. We'll do that as we continue here. It is AFR live from Don Juan Cigar Bar.
AFR.
Man, you know what tomorrow is, right?
Yeah, tomorrow Saturday, LSU plays.
It's Saturday, which means it's the weekend.
It is.
It's also probably going to be 11 bajillion degrees. And if your AC goes out, you probably think, well, I guess I just got to wait till Monday. See if I can get someone out here to fix my AC. Nope, that's wrong. That's wrong. Because what you need to do is call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001 for River City's 1 Hour Air.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I have a lot of respect for Coach Cumbie and the way he works. I get a chance to see him virtually all summer in camps. He's one of the hardest working coaches I've seen in the industry, just doing whatever he can to continue to build his program and recruit, in particular, the state of Louisiana. And I give him great credit for that.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here on a Football Friday edition of AFR Live from Don Juan Cigar Bar. Always love telling you about Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Gents, thinking of popping the question. Remember, for 4 decades, Lee Michaels has helped people get engaged all across the state of Louisiana. 2 locations in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Remember, if they don't have what you want, they'll find it. If they can't find it, they'll make it. They want her to be thrilled, you to be a hero. This is a piece of jewelry that will be passed down in generations in your family. They want you to be thrilled throughout the entire experience. That's why they call it the Lee Michaels Experience. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. All right, LSU and Louisiana Tech, home opener for the Tigers, ranked number 3 in the country after a gigantic road win against Clemson a week ago. LSU's a 36.5-point favorite. You want to give a score pick or what you think is going to happen? I'm going to tell you what I'm watching in this game, but you can go ahead.
58 to 9.
Any standouts, anything you want to add, or just 58 to 9?
58 to 9. I don't want the starters to be playing in the third quarter. So I would like to see second 2s and 3s in the third and fourth quarter.
Okay.
I want to see Harlan Berry.
So there's 3 things that I am kind of keeping an eye on in this game. One is I do think, to that point, I do think you are going to see guys in this game that were not a major factor a week ago that are going to be important players for this team this year. One of them is Harlan Berry. He had 1 carry last week in the first half. It went for either no gain or 1 yard. I'm not sure how they officially scored it. But it was a day where you needed Caden Durham. And you needed Juwan Johnson. You needed to be creative in the running game with Xavier Thomas. And Nussmeier had 2 quarterback sneaks for a first down and a 10-yard keeper around right end for a first down. You are going to see Harlan Berry in this game. And it's going to be exciting to see him wiggle and get loose a little bit. Chris Hilton's another one. You were playing a Clemson team last week with a really good defensive front. Your new offensive line we talked so much about. They weren't going to have slow developing routes down the field. LSU lived in the short and intermediate range. They only attempted 3 passes beyond 20 yards in the air. That's where Chris Hilton lives. And this is going to be one of those games where you're going to have that opportunity. I think it'll be a big day for Chris Hilton on Saturday. Ashton Stamps didn't play a defensive snap. I think he's going to play a lot. He's going to play a lot for this team. It was just a circumstance where Mansour Delane was the best cornerback best player in the country last week defensively. DJ Pickett was awesome in his 25 snaps, and PJ Woodland, his versatility got him on the field. This is a game where I think you're going to see a lot of Ashton Stamps. And then the other one, like you mentioned, is Harlan Berry. So those 3 I think will be really interesting. I've mentioned it before, but I want to say it again. We could see history on Saturday. You could see all 3 Weeks brothers on the field at the same time. So Brian Kelly was asked about this on Thursday, said he's considered it, he's aware of it, and it's something that's never happened. You've had 3 brothers on the team at the same time with the Taylors. You had Jiren, Brandon, and Curtis Taylor all on the team at the same time, but never all on the field at the same time. This is a situation where Zach Weeks, who's a reclass, he should be in his senior year of high school. Like, he's going to redshirt this year. He graduated early so that he could play on the team with his brothers. So this is something, like a specific reason why he's here. And I think that's going to happen this year. And if it doesn't happen on Saturday against Tech, I think then it happens in a couple of weeks against Southeastern Louisiana. But if 35 goes on the field with 40 and 33, you'll see history Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, which I think is pretty cool to be able to see that. Just something that circumstance isn't often going to allow for that. And I think when you look at what are the other things that you want to see, I think the depth on this offensive line is another thing that I think is important to continue to develop. We didn't see the 8 that Brian Kelly said we might see against Clemson. When Tyree Adams went out briefly, it was DJ Chester who went in, which tells you they had their starting 5, which was Mabenga was at left guard. But the next guy in at any position is going to be DJ Chester because he started 13 games. He's played a lot of football. He made all the calls as the center last year. He's a trusted veteran, so he's the next guy in. Well, what about Eccles? What about Carius Kern? Are we going to see the five-star freshman who's most exclusively played at left tackle? Do we see him at left, right, at guard? That offensive line rotation is the other thing I want to see, because this is a game where you should get up early. You should get your starters out early. You should have an opportunity to play a lot of guys in this game. It's why, I hate these games, but it's why these games exist on the schedule. It's to catch a paycheck, to chalk up a win, to get some guys some rest, and to have an opportunity to go run a bunch of different guys out there, get them experience. So take advantage of that. With all due respect to Louisiana Tech, they were awful offensively a week ago. They scored 3 points in the first half against Southeastern. Tony Franklin is their offensive coordinator, who's more of a run-first guy. I don't know that they're going to be able to get going offensively against this LSU defense. I think this is an overwhelming game. I'll pick it like 45-7, something like that. But this is a name your score. So, what will it be? But it's one of those where you want to see LSU play clean. You want to see some new guys get involved and get some young guys in that depth, some game experience on Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. So we both have the Tigers big, as do everybody, but just a few of the things that I'll be keeping an eye on Saturday night in Tiger Stadium.
Yep.
All right, it is after further review. Speaking of Saturday night in Tiger Stadium, our friends over at Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics, they'll be there. The doctors that take care of the Tigers are the same doctors that take care of me and you. They're championship health partners of LSU Athletics, but they also have cancer services, heart health, pediatrics, your primary care. My primary care physician is Dr. Kurt Chastain over at the Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. Told you Drew is cared for. He has specialists that he sees at Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital. So, yes, they care for the championship athletes at LSU. They also take care of the students at the Student Health Center, but Our Lady of the Lake is a championship health partner for all of us. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar. All right, we're just about to wrap it up from here at Don Juan Cigar Bar. We got about a minute. Let me see if I can get any Ask Ryan questions in. Greg Lehman. Ask Ryan. Man, that LSU defense sure played good, am I right?
Yep, they did, Greg. They sure did, bud.
I love that. I love that so much. Eddie, ask Ryan. I'm recently getting into working out. How do I get chiseled like you?
Drink a lot of water. Don't eat sugar.
Hey, you don't eat sugar, do you?
I do, but not a lot. I've cut back tremendously, actually.
Huh?
Yeah. Gotten a lot better with that.
Let me get you a Bocock before you get out of here.
Okay.
Shout out to Alondra on site, doing awesome work as always.
Yes, she is.
Then she got to go wash her hair 4 times.
Yep.
To get the cigar smell out of it.
Yep.
Muse, Paulie back in studio. Thanks. Y'all have an awesome weekend. We'll see you Monday at 3.
After further review.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com.
Your first call.
Should be to what?
FirstSouthLand.com. That's the website.
Yeah, that's the website. You can't call FirstSouthLand.com, but you can log on to FirstSouthLand.com. Get the phone number to call First South Farm Credit.
Yeah.
You were just telling me in the break.
Yeah, I'm doing it, bro. It's happening. Soon.
Going to buy some land?
Yeah, and I'm going to call those guys.
Who are you going to call?
I'm calling First South Farm Credit. That's who I'm calling.
Should be your first call if you're thinking of buying land. Of course, they've been first in agriculture for more than 100 years. One of the things that I love is their patronage refund. We get to tell you about that, but annually they effectively lower your cost of borrowing because they share their profits with their member borrowers. So if you borrow at 5%, when you get your patronage refund, it's effectively like borrowing at 4%. Learn more at First South Farm Credit. You can log on to FirstSouthLand.com. Again, online. That's FirstSouthLand.com.